Hey, what's going on, everyone? Got a big video for you today. This is going to be a how I got my Headhunter in Affliction League 3.23. This is a kind of shadowing series thing, call back all the way back to before I was even popular at all as a streamer. I love making this video. It is quite stressful. Going to talk to you for about an hour straight. Feel free to put me on the background, the second monitor. It's like a one-man podcast thing, or on the foreground, whatever you like. I'm going to be talking in great detail about all kinds of things relative to what it was like to farm up my Headhunter. I will go ahead and say that I managed to get my Headhunter in around day 8 or 9, I think, and under 5 days played. That's actually the fastest I've ever done it, at least when I pursued a Headhunter. So you might have thought I got it faster than that based on how I, play the game normally, but no, actually, still working, not no-lifing the game, and but I was able to get it pretty fast because this league is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. And we'll talk all about that. I'm going to do 7 maps today. 7 maps. It's going to take about 7 maps worth of gaming to... Let's see if we get down here. There we go. 7 maps worth of gaming equal about 1 hour. And for fun, we'll track things, I guess. Who knows what the currency earning potential will be. But anyway, I'm going to be running Gloomshrine, Strongbox, Enrage, Harbinger. I'm going to be doing the basically the farm that I did 100 maps on previously, but it will be uncut completely and unfiltered, so be a lot of great info, hopefully jam-packed full of value for you, I hope anyway. Let me bring it down here so you can just quickly see the PoE stack, and it's got, what is it here, 3.7 divines worth of value, and I am also going to link this in the description below. This is my path of building when I started doing this strat. I think this could be insightful for some of you. I started doing this strat with Toxic Rain, and on I think if I recall correctly, somewhere around 15 divine budget, maybe somewhere in there. So that might surprise some of y'all. But we are doing Caustic Arrow. My build is looking really nice. I'll be coming out with a full-blown build showcase on this build as it gets completed. I will be transitioning to Tornado Shot later on. I still need a bow, quiver, and all that stuff. And yeah, I've kind of liquidated everything down. But anyway, putting the Bisco's Leash back on for this video for you guys. Going to be doing this atlas here, which was also linked in the description below. It features, Harbinger Shrines, Strongbox. So there's a little bit of ghosting there, blocking everything, non-wandering path. A little bit of Nico packed with energy action going on there sometimes. And I'm going to basically devote a map to each individual league mechanic. I'll start with kind of a moment-to-moment gameplay, literally everything going on in my mind as I open the map and go through, which I guess, we'll just start with that. And then we'll end the little showcase with kind of a more of a macro talking points on the league in general, what I think of the league going forward, how I see, myself pursuing the ultimate build, something like that. So, I'm running a wide variety of different maps here. I'm rolling my own maps. This is a 5 or 6 modded corrupted map. I got 8 mod corrupted maps and unidentified maps in there. It just kind of depends on what's going on. I got the sextants lined up properly for this. I'm going to be picking ambush on the map device, and I am running Nico deliberately sometimes if the map mods are really hard, especially the 8 mod corrupted map, but not in this case. We're going to start the timer, 1 hour. Hopefully this video is not much more than 1 hour, all things considered. And again, this first map, I'm just going to talk specifically about what I'm doing in each individual map. We'll get into more detail about league mechanics and stuff like that. So right now, I'm just rushing to find the boss. I got a nice little weapon swap, which I've made videos on before. Was using shield charge. Actually, should still be using shield charge because I don't actually need this Invictus Rampage while I'm wearing Bisco's Leash, but didn't take that off and replace it. So I'm rushing the boss because I want the altars to be high quality. High quality altars with no boss options. This is something I can't do on some of the other maps. You might be wondering, hey Snoo, why are you not on Burial Chambers? Burial Chambers is really good. So apparently I'm just talking too much, and I guess I just completely missed the boss room. Okay, I did evidently explore it on the minimap, just totally missed it. My bad. Usually don't do that and lose time. Tanky enough to just take a boss direct hit in most cases. While using the Harbinger Sextant, Harbinger does spawn down here. And this will be giving me Headhunter buffs, nicely, but not today. Not today. So I come back out, and guess what? I'm like right by the entrance, so I go ahead and do the league mechanic. I try not to hit any altars before this because the downsides do take place in here. You see we're still in the cemetery and I still got a lot of map mods. I think I'll go ahead and leave that on here actually. You can see the map mods. I'm going to look for a trail somewhere and basically just follow it. Trails either get thicker or thinner as they go. I can already kind of tell. Actually, I can't see everything when that's on, so never mind. Oh, so we're going to get some good yellow juice in here. This is one of the special yellow juice platforms. I actually see all three in here. This could be a really stellar map. I think this winds back down around here. Yep, okay. We got a little bit of a blue trail here. I saw some purple up above, so I just need to make sure I don't die here. I don't think these guys are very dangerous for me now. 2200 yellow with no headhunter. I'm a little bit skittish going much higher than this. I felt like I couldn't do much more than 3k. There's a nice little white globe there. That gives some extra juice for the wisping power so I can continue to move forward. Looks like I got blue and yellow here, but I have to start being really careful here. Get a little too high. I think the smartest thing right now is probably chase a little bit of purple. But we got blue going on anyway. Alright, so I really wish I was wearing a headhunter this map because I would totally pursue this, but I know my limits, and this is one of the big things I had to explore while I was doing this. I can't push it too far. I'm already kind of going past the limit here. Really shouldn't get any more juice in this, and you guys are probably experiencing that as well. In fact, when I get this much juice, now I have to actually pay attention to the downside. I am not taking anything that makes the mobs stronger or scarier on here, because that's actually really dangerous. Definitely not taking the one that gives the frenzy. That downside for the boss altar, or the player altar, does not affect me in any way. Most of them actually don't. So that's nice. I'm going to be kind of scouting for the shrines. What do we got here? We got reflected. Look at that. I mean, it's technically some damage reduction, but it's flat fizz damage reduction. I don't care about that. Movement speed shrine, and I'm really having to pay a lot of attention on this first map. Way more than normal. Crit multi reduced. Shocked ground. That doesn't do anything to me. Alright, I'm just going to try and start grabbing shrines, and I am on the clocks here. I'm on the Gloom Shrine, Blunderbore, and I have 2 minutes to get down to business on this map. And when the map is this hard, I really need to get everything done in 2 minutes, and I really need to not die. So I'm going to start opening strong boxes already. Pay extra close attention to Rogue Exiles. If I get one near death already, I'm going to try to finish him off. Already got 3 Rogue Exiles. I can't believe how unlucky I am. I witnessed 2 Rogue Exiles just died there. One killed the other one with the Gloom Shrine, so that's, you know, by design. Gloom Shrine doing huge work. Quite often I open a strong box and Rogue Exile just dies anyway. Looks like we gotta reopen. And I think I will leave him there for now. I do have an Echoist Shrine that's extremely helpful. It will prove to help me not die. So I also got the Resistance Shrine. That's a big one. You can see I have a 90 all res. One reason why I haven't died. If I had failed to get that major Resistance Shrine as one of the extra bonus shrines, I think there's a decent chance I would have died already, probably. With this much juice on the map, probably would have died by something. But that is perhaps the most potent defensive shrine in the game for me right now. Well, outside of invulnerability shrine, literal invulnerability, which of course is a little nicer. Notice how I can't even kill the ghost. I'll talk about the ghost a little bit later, but I want you to see that ahead of time. I actually cannot even kill the ghost with this build. It's kind of weird. That shrine had, or that altar had terrible downsides on it. It was minus. It was a penalty for frenzy charges, and I can't do that. Ooh. Okay, so I've unfortunately taken a little bit too much time here, and now I have to contend with Rogue Exiles with basically no buffs up. I still got one up here, I think. Yep. Looks like we'll be fine though. The little long-range action. I am using a Focus Ballista Toxic Rain of Withering to help with a little bit of single target. It doesn't do a huge amount, but it does all right. All right, so basically everything's clear, and that map had a lot of juice. I think it had over 6K total, divided up between all of them. Now, I'm actually a little bit surprised the loot isn't better than this. Usually the loot's really good whenever something like this. Pretty lucky this is a fairly easy Rogue Exile here. There are a couple Rogue Exiles that would just be like instant loss. So I'm expecting every map to take about 8 minutes. And I'm already at like 7 minutes right now, so maybe it won't take that long. The thing is, some maps take 4 minutes, some of them take like 14 minutes. Depending on what goes on. So it's so variable, it's kind of hard to predict exactly how long this will take. I have no buffs. I don't really want to fight a monster for that long. Nearly died there. You might have noticed my health suddenly just shot up like a rocket. Even though I'm wearing Calm's Spirit gloves, I have the mastery, the Recoup Mastery, that gives me a bunch of life every 4 seconds. It just fills my life completely. A Void Battery dropped, so that's kind of the best unique I've seen so far. Incidentally, Void Battery was the first somewhat valuable item I got this league. I got it on like day 1 or day 2, sold it for over a divine at that time. Not worth that anymore, but you know, you always tend to remember what your first good drop of the league was. Well, this is really annoying. Yellow Juice hasted mob there. Okay. I think everything's dead except for one juiced up yellow mob. Nope, apparently not. I was deceived. You can see, I mean, this is what's really adding time to the map. This process here. This is why I don't want to have happen. This is why, you know, I should have killed everything while I had the Gloom Shrine up. But I just took on too much Wisp power. Shouldn't have really taken that much on. Oh, okay. We are full up there. All right. Like I said, I'm going to leave that guy there, and I'm going to go ahead and port out. And that was 9-minute map. 9 minutes. Okay, just realized put it back to game mode here, and then keep it going. So, what happened here? Did I get a lot of Union cards? Because that's going to tell a big story there. I got, let's see, 12 Union cards. It's good. That's definitely above average. So I would kind of expect that with all that juice in there. So that's the first map, kind of talking about literally just everything is happening on the go. I'll continue doing that for the most part, but we're going to put in another map here. And I don't like this one because the monsters have so much increased movement speed, and yeah, I got vulnerability and stuff. So, for example, I'll put Nico on here, and I'm going to get some major buffs in the process of doing this map. So the second map here, I'm going to talk about the league mechanics more in detail. So we have 3 different types of Wisp power. We got the blue, yellow, and purple. Whenever we go down into the Wisp realm and we collect Wisps, it then gives the monsters out in the regular map increased power when they are empowered. Now, not all of them get empowered, but most of them seem to, or most of the rares anyway, seem to be. And seem to have a higher chance to be empowered if there's more Wisp power. So basically, the better you do the league mechanic, the more it is. Blue affects their crit chance and crit damage and makes it so you basically want to make yourself crit immune if possible. I am attempting to do that with some poison on hit and taking the mastery, poison mastery. Do not, or the monsters that are poisoned by you cannot critically strike. But my hit chance isn't even 100%, and Caustic Arrow is kind of a weird thing where you don't really want to prioritize hit chance because it doesn't matter that much. But anyway, the blue is all about crit, And then yellow is all about haste and speed, movement speed, and then purple is all about projectile counter, like the projectile number, amount, and area of effect, whatever. Now, you might have thought it was weird how I just sort of beelined straight down here without even, like, seeing a trail there. That's one of the major advantages to going with the Warden. I'm already affected by vulnerability. I think this is a really good thing to take there. That was a little bit of a shrine that had a downside of you are now affected by vulnerability, and I was already affected by vulnerability, so correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's pretty good for 100% increased movement speed. Those are kind of rare, though. You can see some other big things down here, like a permanent or temporary quantity and rarity multiplier. Oh, here we go. There's another nice one that gives you just a whole bunch of damage and invulnerability for like 5 minutes straight, which is, of course, clearing the entire map in 5 minutes straight. Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't expect to actually die down there, but evidently died down there. So I did have 2600 blue juice. So this doesn't look like that bad of a map, actually. But I was hoping to get a little bit more. The monsters just came out of nowhere super fast, so... There's a lot of mechanics, and, you know, I just try to follow the wisps in a line wherever they are. And they just kind of lead to open areas, and quite often a lot of wisp power there. Alright, this is a Covetous Shrine. I usually am kind of smart not to take that immediately right off the bat. But I kind of messed it up there. Just kind of circle around here while I'm trying to read the altar without... Actually, I can't... A re-up on the Covetous Shrine. This is not really what I want to see. I want to see the Gloom Shrine, which must be right up here. No. Okay, that means I spawned an extra shrine. Okay, I'm not sure where it is. You'll notice I'm really prioritizing this shrine, right? Not a whole lot, not a huge point in me like trying to clear the map until I get it. But either I've just completely missed it, or I actually got screwed on this map. So, talking about the League mechanic, occasionally shrines will spawn. Your shrines, your literal shrines that you put on the map, even the Gloom Shrine itself may spawn down below, and you may never even see it, because I guess you spawn it, but you don't actually get to it or see it. That appears to have happened this map. I mean, the Gloom Shrine is on the map, but it can, like Alva encounters and such, it can spawn at the bottom. So I'm actually really glad I died, because, in a way, because I'm probably going to die here with not a huge amount of juice. I was kind of waiting for the bleed to ride out there. I have to change how I do this map a little bit and not really worry about clearing everything. I want to clear that, though. That's got scarabs in it. The Covetous Shrine is a big deal. I think while I have it, I should probably show you here. Look at that, 120% player quant, 459% player rarity right now, just from the Covetous Shrine. And that is kind of an X factor that makes me think it is possible for non-Wandering Path to be better MF than Wandering Path. Probably not in the end, but it does give it a really sneaky edge over it sometimes, if you know what I mean. So these monsters are mostly infused with blue. They're extra fast from the map mods. I think there's a little bit of yellow juice on there, but they got a whole bunch of crits. So as long as my poisons are going off on them, they shouldn't be that dangerous. I was careful to watch the downsides on the boss or the player altars to make sure I didn't take a single one that even affected me, I don't think. But I still got some decent stuff going on here. Very fast character. Of course, I did get the extra 100% movement speed, so that's nice. I can actually kind of outrun these monsters anyway. And yeah, major blessing in disguise. The fact that I died down there and didn't collect any more juice when apparently the Gloom Shrine was hidden from me really made the map clear a lot harder. I put that Gloom Shrine on for a damn good reason. to make this much more easygoing for me. And while the Gloom Shrine may not directly increase my defenses, it just, you know, it allows me to kill before being killed, for the most part. And okay, it looks like I made out alright on this map. You can press Z to see the loot just right in the middle, and then you can actually just collect it straight off like that. I don't care about that. Falling a bit behind schedule here. I'm now at 16 minutes. And this is awkward. I got 3 raw exalted orbs in this map. No divines. There was 2,600 blue juice, so it makes sense to see a lot of currency. Man, did I make up for it in operative strongboxes. We'll talk about strongbox in another map, but my goodness, that was this was a very good map for strongbox. Another kind of sneaky way I'm making a lot of extra currency on this farm. Okay, that was actually not too bad. I actually cleared that map in at least under 8 minutes, I think. Given the circumstances, that was really good. Alright, we'll go put this back in here, and oh my gosh, I got 16 union cards. I'm way up on union cards. In case you're not aware, it's 88 union cards per Brother's Gift and 88 union cards per Brother's Stash on average. That's based on stack deck weighting, major sample sizes that are provided by the community, and it's probably not entirely accurate, but, you know, pretty good. Alright, so we got our first 8-mod corrupted map here. It's actually not that bad. Inhabited by Ghosts is interesting, so I'm going to go ahead and put Nico back on again, because I feel like I'm being stretched a little bit. This is map number 3. I'm going to talk about Eater altars here, and just kind of altars in general. So I suppose I should probably mention that I didn't just spawn in the cemetery and magic find my way to a headhunter in day 1. Day 1 was, of course, consisted of doing the campaign and then starting to clear my atlas. I think I ended day 1 on like a T14 map or something like that. My goodness, you can see the 8-mod corrupted pack size at work here. This is pretty hefty. I'm going to get the Nico with energy here right now. This is giving me +3 max all res, over 100% damage, and a lot of movement speed as well. But anyway, I was on my way to doing the full Atlas clear, which I made a totally separate video and even technically a guide on that for the community, and I think it served quite useful for them. Then I was doing Exarch altars, as I said I would. And after I farmed, I don't know, like 5 to 10 divines, I got a nice Toxic Rain character ready, and I basically found myself in here. Maybe, yeah, probably closer to 10 divines. I started doing this farm, and the POB is linked in the description below. You can see what my POB looked like when I started doing this. And it was quite precarious. I discovered very quickly I couldn't push the limits too much on the juice. Don't have a very good trail here, it looks like. Yeah, some gold, though. A thinning out yellow trail. Not very good, no. This map might be a bit of a dud. Oh! Wait. Okay, we got something. Not much. So I'm kind of checking the edges here to try and see where everything is. But I don't see anything, really. I'm just kind of blindly running. I got very lucky and hit that. So that's going to give me extra juice. I was definitely about to spawn the portal. I was about to run out of wisp power there. It doesn't really matter, though, if I can't find any trails whatsoever. Okay, well, you know, this is going to be hopefully the worst map. But anyway, we'll start doing it like normal. Should be an easier map. So once I switched over to Magic Find Cemetery, naturally I started doing Eater of World altars. I've already kind of talked a little bit about that. They come with, well, actually the downsides are a lot easier than that. That's a whole bunch of minus cold and lightning res, but it doesn't matter because I got a Divination Distillate, and I'm probably going to get Resistance Shrines anyway. I'm having a really hard time clicking this Gloom Shrine, but there we got it. Okay. Flat Fizz reduction. I don't really care. It's not that bad. I was using an ultra strict filter. I'm now using the insanely strict filter, so that's actually a little different than the filter that I use primarily to farm up everything. But at this point, too many people are picking up the Nemesis loot. Oh, 3 fracture shards. I did not expect to see any fracture shards here. I've been very unlucky with those this whole league. Oh, nice. Covetous Shrine right before starting to open the strong box. It's another reason why I like to kind of wait on the strong boxes, because, you know, you might have a Covetous Shrine lying around and really want to jack the loot up on that. This map has so many ghosts because it actually spawned with ghosts naturally. An actual map modifier on it. So the Eater altars basically just give me a bunch of quant rarity. I hope for divination duplication, currency duplication, especially if I hit the blue wisp power. That's a really nice combo, obviously. And one of the big advantages to running a layout like Cemetery as opposed to Burial Chambers, because I can actually, you know, get the altars unlocked prior to. There are advantages and disadvantages of that, of course. This map layout doesn't have quite as valuable cards, but I can, of course, clear everything more quickly and efficiently. Like I mentioned before, a much easier map. You can tell out of the first 3 maps, this one was way easier, even though this was the 8-mod corrupted map. It was way easier, and that's because there just wasn't any juice. There wasn't hardly any juice on the map. I think many people maybe kind of forget just how much easier the game is if you skip the league mechanic. And on that note, if you're struggling immensely with league mechanic, you can still make currency by skipping it. It's not like you feel like you have to do it. I would recommend doing it, trying to get, you know, 500 to 1,000 juice at least anyway, but, you know, figure out what works for you. I figured out what works for me, and going above 3k is a big no-no with this setup. I can have the shrines carry me potentially, but that's pretty high risk. Going above like 5,000 juice collectively on this build at this level is a bit risky, but I've been known to take that risk. Had to start getting good with Frostblink to keep myself from dying in situations like that. Looks like Fracture Shard saved me on that map. I made a little bit of time up on that map too. I'm actually like ahead of schedule now. But I am, you know, came out a little bit worse for it on the currency earned. Only 7 Union cards, I think that was. I can't quite recall. So it probably deserved to see One Brother's Gift and One Brother's Stash in this 7 maps. Something like that. The final 3 maps will be unidentified. And I was rolling the maps, so they're pretty good quality unidentified maps. They're going to have at least 28% pack size naturally. So they're going to have a lot of pack size, since I'm running a 25% additional pack size section, and they have 30% additional quantity because they're unidentified. This is map number 4. I'm going to talk more about Strongbox, which, my goodness, is really the bread and butter of any magic finding strategy these days, right? You know, the first thing I want to say about it is I don't think Strongbox is necessarily mandatory this league like it sort of has been in previous leagues. I've already seen a little bit of evidence from other people that not only farming without Strongbox is still proving to be pretty lucrative, like on Jungle Valley, for example, but even farming without Magic Find may be working as well, which is pretty crazy. I mean, that's basically a trip back down Calandra League lane. Well, that's an interesting moment. You could see just how powerful Val Caustic Arrow is. And I don't think that the boss dies there without me having 15% increased skill effectuation on my belt. But I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? A pretty dangerous map, but anyway, that worked out because I was going to have to run back anyway. I don't think I'm going to 6 portal this map. We got Blue Trail. This is good. By the way, strong boxes and any other league mechanic can spawn down here. I mentioned the shrines can, but it's really annoying when like strong boxes spawn down here because then, you know, I haven't had a chance to get like the Covetous Shrine potentially, or the altars yet. It's a little bit of a dud. Blue Trail seemed to just dead end there. I don't know. Oh, okay, I guess it just wrapped around the mechanic. Whoops, 1500 juice. Still got a little bit left. And yeah, it's obviously going to be another trail somewhere. Right here. I'm not going to skip that little shrine. It's thinning out here, but maybe I'll run into something. Possibly. Maybe it goes down. Nope. Looks like I'm just about to lose it here. Might run into one more League Mechanic. Not quite. I was sort of hopeful, but maybe not. 2200 blue is still okay. I have a decent chance of getting a Divine Orb drop from this. Ah, I see it started to wrap around. I'll get a little bit extra now. Oh, and a mob here. Okay, we can get a lot extra. These mob types signal that there is an open area over here with a lot of extra juice. That's a very specific mob type and a mechanic over there. So I almost got a whole bunch of extra blue juice, but not quite. This is the regen shrine. I want you to pay closer attention to... Oh, wait a minute. You know, I just realized when I was swapping gear around, I've been playing this whole time without Berserk on, and that's actually a mistake. I was switching some gear around, didn't even realize I was kind of wondering why I was moving slower, so that's a pretty funny moment. I do have Berserk on this build, and even though I don't have much rage regen, it works. And the reason why I just noticed it now is because I took a major regeneration shrine, and probably going to surprise you, even though the Calm Spirit has been nerfed so incredibly much, with this much life regen, I'm still going to get a lot of life back, a lot of rage. So look at that rage bar go up. Now it actually helps doubly because this map apparently has minus cooldown recovery, so that's going to make it look even better indirectly. So between the added Berserk cooldown and tons of regen, I get full-blown rage. Woohoo! I'm kind of kicking myself for getting Berserk on there for a couple maps straight. I guess I thought losing Headhunter was just that much weaker, huh? I didn't even realize. Essence can be a little dangerous with this, but I'm sitting here pretty good. So I had a nice monster conversion there. The conversion loot's a big deal sometimes. Of course, I don't care to see a bunch of maps, but I mean, there is a Cursed Crypt map in there. That's worth a little bit. You're now getting to see Berserk and a full-blown movement speed shrine. This is, you know, the holy grail of setup. Well, the holy grail setup would be this plus an invulnerability shrine and a covetous shrine. So if I had this plus invulnerability and covetous, then that's definitely hashtag winning and a lot of fun. Actually almost died right there just running around. But this is going to speed up the clearing process and the looting process especially. This is really nice. See, I got 30 seconds to just straight up move faster. Another bonus to doing shrines and wearing gear like the Gull and Blunderbore. Question in chat, what would a non-Magic Find version of this look like? Well, probably be wearing Eldritch boots. Maybe the same helmet and body armor, because I really did enjoy it this league. Not necessarily, though. Oh, and I'm slow again. I get a heat shiver. Used to be valuable. I feel like a lot of the currency that I've been earning here is riding quite heavily on... Oh, that's weird. Quite heavily on Operative Strongbox. Which again, this is a map I'm supposed to be talking about Strongbox, but Operative Strongbox is something you don't get on Wandering Path Strongbox. I definitely miss it when I switch to Wandering Path. Of course, I'm going to be doing Wandering Path Strongbox later this league. But, you know, we still have the Ghost Strongbox as well. And I am doing a little bit of ghosting. Part of the reason why I chose Caustic Arrow, because it can do ghosting. I'll talk about ghosting in a little bit here. Okay, put these all in the dump tab. I mean, that's some loot, right? Another full stack of Union cards, okay. And once again, made a little bit more time up, nice. No major drops though, this is done at 5. I'm not going to be putting Nico on these maps. So these maps will be a little bit easier. I don't know exactly what the roles are. People might be wondering what the regex is. I'm not going to give you a regex string, but I can just tell you straight up, it's no... I'm not taking maps that have no regen. And I'm not taking maps that have Fizz as extra chaos, because my chaos res is like 5. So that's kind of a no-no. And that's it. Like 28% increase or more pack size on the map. I get the quality it up. It takes a little bit of extra time to do this. Generally, I prefer to, you know, farm my own 8-mod corrupted maps and make that fast. But in this case, no. Well, this is really something. I didn't think it would actually do this here, but yeah, I thought for a second when I went over here. I've ran this map enough times, I should have known better that I might be able to go down there. Okay, not gonna take that slam to the face this time. That'll be a good idea. Now, I have a couple altars here to hit, but I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to make the map harder down the bottom. There's no real advantage to taking altars before doing this. And again, running cemetery, I can get from one end of the map real quick. So when I come out of here, hopefully I remember, I will run straight, beeline straight to the boss room again and kind of start clearing from there. Supposed to be talking about Harbinger on this map. So Harbinger, again, another nice mechanic that you can do when not doing Wandering Path strat. The Harbinger drops themselves are very valuable this league. Annulment orbs are more expensive than they've ever been, I think. And fracturing orbs are still quite expensive. Quite surprising. And also, the Exalted orbs are still worth a lot. So we're seeing some pretty high value Harbinger stuff, but unfortunately Harbinger drops are not affected by Magic Find at all, and even the Harbingers themselves cannot be empowered by Wisp. Their monsters can be though, so I do like Harbinger for killing the monsters. So between kind of the RNG of Fracture Shards and the monsters they spawn, it feels pretty good. This monster is more tanky than most that are down here. Oh, and he, of course, spawned again, so that's fun. I think I'm just going to let this map ride out. Still following Purple Trail. Okay. Not the greatest, but okay. A little bit of blue and purple. Alright, so there's a couple of altars down below. Pick this up and start clearing my way down there. Killed a ghost. Oh no. How did I do that? The Gloom Shrine killed the ghost. On this kind of map, I'm not going to pay attention to the downsides. I think it'll be fine, even a hard one. So I do get a little bit of purple juice, and then this is a bunch of unique dupe rates, so this could be interesting. Possibly. Probably not going to get a full stack of Union cards on this map. Ghost just ran out. Maybe I'll get one here. Okay, there we go. Orb of Annulment, straight up. Interesting. As rare as a Divine Orb. Seance Monster, nice. Double empowered. You can see some pretty wild conversions off of that kind of mob. Question in the chat about the Gloom Shrine possibly bricking Magic Find. That is not the case unless you're talking about things like Wind Ripper and increased rarity support from your weapon. That's the only time something like a Explode can brick your build. I know people have asked that off and on for a very long time. I'd really like to sort of seal the deal on that to avoid any confusion. You do not have to worry about your Magic Find stats if they are global stats, global to your character, meaning, you know, if you open the character pane on the miscellaneous right here and you scroll down, these stats right here, they are going to count on any kind of Explode. Even if it's like Minion Explode and Detonate Dead and stuff, I mean, that all still counts. Conditional magic find stats do not, though. Like Wind Ripper, as mentioned. King Harvey's fun. I always enjoy doing a little Harbinger. It's one of my favorite mechanics I don't quite often do because Wandering Path is so much better. Unfortunately, Harbinger is really awful. Wandering Path. You won't see nearly any of the rewards. You'd have to get King Harbingers. The number of monsters spawned is on average far less. They are affected by pack size, but it still just proves to be pretty bad generally. A lot of Val Caustic Arrow whenever it's off cooldown for the most part. Don't really have any buffs left. But this map was pretty easy, so... Let's say, as of now, I'm doing a little bit worse than usual on the juice on these maps. But I'm not going to complain too much about it while wearing Bisco's leash, you know. Doing a little bit worse than usual on the map in the Wisp Realm. Doesn't feel too bad when, you know, I can't handle a whole lot anyway. Of course, I've already worn the Headhunter and played around with it, and I definitely feel like a little bit more disappointed when I'm wearing that item, and then also failing to juice up the area real well. Well, this is interesting. I somehow got a ton of Union cards anyway. It's just RNG being RNG, I guess. No Yellow Wisp. That's the one for quantity. So, but yeah, by the way, yellow is quantity, blue is currency, and purple is rarity. They do all seem to have synergetic effects that are a bit beyond our understanding at the time. Definitely go for all three at once if you can. Wrathpith Globe can be a decent item there. Really? I got 17 Union cards that map. That is odd. Very odd. I wouldn't have even expected 7. And I had no divination dupes either. 2 maps left. We're going to talk about Ghost on this one. So I was a huge fan of Ghosting last league. Loved it. They nerfed it this league. You know, the Ghost go around and touch monsters up to 50 times. And then, you know, up to that point, a player can get possessed by a ghost by running up to it. The ghosts do not follow the player for the most part. It can be a little bit annoying, but, you know, it's like anything. You practice it enough, get good at it. And then the player could go around and touch 50 more monsters, which was a lot easier because I was the one with the agency there and could actually run around and touch the monsters. Then I even had a strategy last league where I just devoted the entire, like, first 2 minutes of the map to doing that. And it actually felt worth it. I mean, I dropped a Mirror of Calandra, actually, raw, on account of ghosting, in fact. So, I definitely felt like it was worth it for me. Hold on, I want to check. Now, I spawned in the middle of an area, so it's kind of important to see where the trail is thickening and where it's thinning out. So, it was apparently thickening over this way. Maybe it's... So, it's probably a bad idea to, like, keep chasing it down here, because it's just going to thin out. Unless I find a secondary color. Now, I do have a little bit of yellow juice, but that probably came from a monster kill. Which means I'm going to go back this way. But you can see this is thinning out as well, so... But I thought I might... Okay, I got lucky here. What is this? Removes all evasion armor. No, I've taken that before and got completely wrecked on it, so... Much as I would like 25% action speed, I'm going to avoid that. Hit the white globe, got some extra juice. I'm going to chase gold now. Or yellow. This is an open area, I think. Yep, okay, this is the Warden, I assume. The Warden's right here. Yep, okay. This will be a little bit better map. Comment in the chat, the key is look for events. Well, I mean, the trails lead to events for the most part. My strategy for chasing events rides primarily on recognizing where there are thin and thick... Oh, I'm not doing the King of the Mist there. Kind of a waste. thin and thick trails, and where they get thicker, that tends to lead to an event. If they're getting thinner, that tends to not lead to an event. And I might turn around and go chase the other side. So I know I had a thicker gold over here. These seem to be pretty much completely RNG, but they're kind of the most important thing to hit if possible. So unfortunately, I clicked that globe after the portal spawn, so that's unfortunate. But I kind of ran out of areas to go anyway. Didn't double check the juice I had there, but I know it's pretty decent on the yellow and purple. So yellow and purple combined with no blue means very good things for conversion loot. Conversion loot being like the old Calandra mechanic. The old God Touch Calandra mechanic is sort of randomized now. Lots of scarabs, gilded wing scarabs, raw currency explosions, massive map explosions, 6-link explosions, all kinds of stuff like that. And it means good things for uniques, just getting a ton of unique drops. So, what should happen on this map is we're going to see more uniques than usual. That should be what happens. We'll see, though. Okay, see that right there is I'm expecting stuff like that. Oh, nice. The Rogue Exile was only half dead, but some big health rare died next to it, and the Gloom Shrine just took him out. Saved me time. Feels good, man. Oh, there we go. An altar. Divination dupes. Okay, divination cards are pretty high on the list whenever gold or yellow juice is in play. Raw quantity. Yellow is always good because it's just going to give you more of whatever it is you're chasing anyway. It does seem to be multiplicative with everything else. Although I'm not 100% certain. By the way, if I ever say anything that's just completely false or wrong, then please do say something in the comments below. I will attempt to correct the record, maybe with a pinned comment. Something like that. So if I was running with, say, Lightning Arrow, Tornado Shot right now, there's no way I would be able to grab that ghost right there. You saw me grab that ghost there. That's kind of a Caustic Arrow special, or Toxic Rain. They basically can't kill ghosts at all, because apparently ghosts don't take damage from ground effects, or something like that. They really just don't seem to take any damage. In fact, at certain points for fun, I try to go out of my way to kill a ghost on purpose, and just basically can't do it. With Caustic Arrows, because it takes less damage than any other mob. Oh, this could be bad. Alright, he has a little bit of health left. I've run out of shrine power here, but looks like we did okay. Found a corrupted Ventor's Gamble the other day. It was worth quite a bit. Quite a bit. So as projected on this map, I'm just going to be looking at way more uniques than normal. So it's kind of fun to experience this side of farming. It makes the Reliquary Scarab pay dividends there. That's one good reason why you should run a Reliquary Scarab, because whatever sort of conversion loot or uniques you're going to get from a particular map juice this way, it's not going to be that enjoyable if you don't have a Reliquary Scarab in. I'm not saying you have to, but... What do we have here? Last monster to open. Oh, a free 8-mod Corrupted Cemetery. Yay. Another Exalted Orb. I'm going to sit here with like a bunch of Exalted Orbs and no Brother's Gift at the end, it looks like. Gonna have to get saved by the last map. We've got one more map left. That guy's not worth killing. It might be guarding a strongbox. Not sure why he's still alive, but anyway. Got a few uniques there. I'll be Val-orbing them later for a little mini gambling session. That'll be nice. 4 Exalted Orbs. 0 Divine Orbs. Okay, last map. So this time I'm just going to talk about general macro view commentary on the league. How I feel about the league so far. I'll be honest with you guys, I suspect this will probably be my favorite league of all time. I started playing an Ultimatum League, and I discovered Magic Finding tentatively then, but didn't really start doing it until Scourge League. I was kind of blown away by what that was like. The Nemesis 3 was gone. People are getting a nice taste of Nemesis 3, a return of that effectively here with the blue juice. It's making a lot of people happy. But really, just for me, it's more exciting just a general Magic Finding. Honestly, I think Conversion Loot's probably the most exciting thing in the game. Seeing those massive explosions. That's why Calandra League was personally my favorite league up to this point. But most people, not for most people. I think we're going to see some pretty crazy stuff for those of us who are going to play deep into the league, have really strong characters. You know, Scourge League, we're kind of incentivized to have a character that could go deep into the Scourge with 300 stacks, get a whole bunch of unique drops. The maps were short, they were lower tier. There's no reason to run high tier maps with the Eldritch Altars and things. And so, it just didn't feel that special, really. Wasn't all that challenging. Very rippy, kind of felt punishing without feeling like it was anything special. Aside from, you know, that brief moment where just a ton of uniques drop on the ground. Sentinel League came along, gave us a little bit more agency over how to juice the map, and that was really exciting, and a lot of people loved Recombinators. As far as the juicing side of things specifically, Sentinel League is sort of the follow-up to Magic Finding from Scourge League. That was a fun one. A lot of people were very fond of that one. I liked it, of course. Then we had Calandra League, which was everybody's least favorite league. The league mechanic was really boring itself, but we had core changes to God Touch FOMO issues there that didn't really concern me that much, but I made it work, and I really obviously enjoyed that league. But this league, we have more player agency over how we Magic Find than ever before. We basically get to do a separate mechanic in the map. That seems to be, you know, I mean, I don't typically find much loot down here, per se, but given that we can spend, I actually do feel incentivized to spend some extra time down here, and that's going to result in a much juicier map, and it's going to affect everything, literally everything that I'm doing up top. Kind of overstayed my welcome in here. Anyway, it's going to be a nice juicy yellow-purple map. Notice how many projectiles are coming out. That's purple juice right there. That's what purple juice looks like. Gives the monsters a ton of AoE and a ton of extra projectiles. And they're going to be hasted pretty hard here, but, you know, it's not that bad, actually, I don't think. I think I have a comfortably high amount of juice here on this map. This is pretty good setup. I of course, would have liked a little bit more blue. But we can't get everything we want. Okay, so really good news there. I was going for the Gloom Shrine. I got a little bit antsy. Kind of dove straight into a pack of monsters. That wasn't smart. Fortunately, I didn't click it and then die, which is what happens sometimes. That feels super, super bad when that happens. So that death is, you know, again, that's a kind of death that doesn't happen on a headhunter, but it'll happen without a headhunter probably. And oh my goodness, that's, yeah, get a little hasty here. Okay, I don't want to die now. So I really need to grab whatever shrines are lying around, not stick around Harbingers too much. Should be lying straight for shrines. Major Resistance Shrine can be a big help there. Also kind of looking for Invulnerability Shrine in case I click on that. This is the Blind and Cold thing, not very good. Alright, I think I'm ready to start actually killing stuff, and just click that off. Now I kind of pay attention to where I'm going, where I've been. I'm going to start on this area with the strong boxes here. This guy's really annoying me. Oh, this is a good chance to kill him. Possibly, through the Gloom Shrine. But it didn't quite happen, I guess. Look how low he is now, though. Finish him off. He managed to run straight to a strong box right before I opened it. It was pretty funny. Well, looks like we got tornado shot early, guys. It's pretty dangerous. I'm gonna have to let that one live for now. I got better things to do with all these shrines than potentially lose all that power. Still got another minute here. Mob looked like it dropped a lot of stuff, but nothing came out. Well, we better see a Brother's Gift or something here. This is actually going to be pretty poor RNG, for all things considered. You know, felt like it was all right as far as the maps went. Didn't brick any maps. Can definitely brick maps this way. Oh, wow, okay. Like I said, the most exciting thing on the map. So this was, again, like around 3k yellow and purple, and there's a Gilded Reliquary Scarab and all my Quantum Rarity, and then a whole bunch of extra Quantum Rarity. Not a whole bunch extra on the map, but that is absolute gold right there. I'm going to go ahead and try to clear the map before I lose all of my shrines. No monsters up there, so it'll be alright. Not going to open that, actually. That monster, that essence monster could ruin my day. Reunions, okay. You can see that this map, this one had the most juice out of all 7 maps by a decent margin, and this one is taking me longer to kill. I don't know what the map mods are. Maybe they have extra life. I'm not really sure. But anyway. We are basically 2 minutes away from the deadline. Well, not 2 minutes, about 4 minutes away of making this in an hour flat. So that's pretty cool. I think we're going to do it. Ah, here's a tornado shit guy. Okay. Yep. Figured I might die. Might have problems with that one there. This is probably gonna cost me a few portals to get down there, and actually probably gonna make me go over. I think I'm gonna have a full inventory of scarabs up top. I should probably grab those scarabs, right? Did have some disconnect issues earlier this day. I hope they got things fixed up. Trade has been a real pain in the butt the last few days. In fact, literally took me longer than it should have to acquire my headhunter because of it. Of trade issues. I think that's been mostly cleared up now. But I want to spend more time mapping anyway. I know that this League mechanic's probably not here to stay. I'd be awfully surprised if this goes core really in any shape or form, because this is, I think this is actually a bigger deal than even Calandra League. I definitely, as I mentioned earlier, I think it's extra special because, you know, it's affecting everything fairly equally. Yeah, you know, so the Enraged Strongbox, still best. Legion rares, still really, really good. But it does seem to favor more diverse farming methods and still getting pretty good loot out of it. Take it from me, as somebody who's actually not running a Wandering Path, coming out pretty good, I think. And even though I didn't get any, you know, expected drops like you know, maybe one Brother's Gift, or I mean, hell, at least one Raw Divine. It's really surprising to go even 7 whole maps without a single Raw Divine. It's fine. All right, that was expected. I said I'd probably lose. It's cost me another portal or 2 to kill that Rogue Exile. But it is down now, so leveling with this build was pretty tough. I actually used some omens for a while. I got all the way up to 92 initially, and then did some 5 ways up to 97. Solo leveled from 97 to 98 actually, and then just did some 5 ways earlier today and capped off level 100, so now I don't have to worry about that. This is a very hard league to solo level this way. I don't recommend it. 5 ways is fine, and you can level. You can still level support gems and make good currency anyway, even through all that. I'm gonna fight this guy until I die, basically. Okay, well, he died surprisingly fast. I guess for demonstration purposes, we'll see what happens when I do this. This is a pretty high double juiced essence mob, and it's the kind of mob that doesn't really do any damage, but I don't know. I guess I'll go ahead and finish him off. I wasn't going to do this, but he seems to be easier than expected. I could have just got absolutely blown up instantly from this guy. He dropped a headhunter. Just kidding. Not quite. Oh no, somebody in the chat just asked how I got to 100. I literally just said so. You'll just have to wait for the YouTube video to see. All right, so that was, we're at like 56 minutes now, so that's good. You know, that's within an hour. And we're going to finish this out by seeing how much currency I made, even though I know it wasn't that great. I think Scarabs really saved the day here. It's going to be funny to see the Scarab threshold off of this. Alright, so hopefully PoE Stack isn't lag. I've also been having some problems with the PoE Stack website. We still got Excellence. It has returned, I guess. But it actually loaded up very fast. So, yay, lucky day here. We're going to go back to desktop mode and show you the spread here. So, Scarabs, 1.7 divide... Wait, what? Currency 102 chaos. So that doesn't seem right. Hold on a second here. I think this might not be right. Maybe it is right. Let me double check again. That seems really low. Okay, everything's in dump tab C here. We did 7 maps. Could it really be that bad? No, I obviously got more than 522. I got 522 chaos in winged scarabs alone, I think. Alright, come on. Yeah, where are my winged scarabs at? Well, we might be having some technical difficulties anyway. Actually, that's not even right there. Total value 0. Really? 0, huh? It's 0, guys. I don't know. Everything is registering as 0 here. So, obviously, some kind of issue with PoE Stack. I can tell you when it's up. Okay, just got confirmation from the chat that PoE Stack is apparently dead right now. That's really unfortunate. I'll let you know in a pinned comment how much currency was made. So I'm doing this live uncut, so I don't feel like making cuts here. But anyway, as you can see, it's totally dead, and I guarantee you I make currency. Even without a single Divine or Brother's Gift, guarantee I make currency. I can count how many Union cards, or I suppose I can at least see, maybe here, we can still count how many. 78. I made almost a full Brother's Gift in Union cards. And by the way, Union cards are actually worth a lot right now because these are selling like hotcakes. So Cemetery is still pretty cool. Doesn't have a Fortunate card, doesn't have a Doctor card, I know. But I will spend some time in Burial Chambers once I get things rolling. Moving forward, I will be attempting to switch to Pure Elemental Tornado Shot. Obviously need to buy a bow, quiver, probably a new Timeless Jewel, and a massive Thread of Hope, and maybe some more flasks. I'm not sure. I gotta do a little bit of homework there, but I have a really nice character that is capable of clearing at least this kind of content rather easily once I put that belt on. So it's on now, and that's it for this video. It's 1 hour. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot of great info out of it. Still a lot I don't know about the League mechanic. I'm gonna keep coming out with videos. I'm gonna attempt to do some zero magic find content this league. I want to see what the results are. I think people are definitely overestimating just how important magic find is here, because the content is really hard and you can push it harder without magic find gear, which does have some pretty big ramifications for those kind of drops. But anyway, that remains to be seen. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your predictions are for the league. Let me know if this is also quickly becoming your favorite league in PoE. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.